Welcome to Royal Insider UK. A massive storm is shaking the crown tonight as the Bloodline Files finally explode. Prince William has officially frozen Archie's royal status, flat out rejecting Prince Harry's DNA proof. The message from Buckingham Palace dropped at 7 a.m. on February 12, 2026, sending shockwaves across the globe. Cold and razor sharp, the palace statement confirmed William officially refused to validate the private DNA report Harry submitted. That file was meant to prove little Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor is biologically Harry's son, making him eligible for the royal register. This was no simple brotherly dispute. This was a full-on royal blockade. William declared that no child, even with royal claims, will be recognized without a second DNA test done under Crown control. He is demanding forensic-level proof not from just any lab, but from the monarchy's own secret intelligence unit. Right now, the palace is split right down the middle. It all started when Harry's legal team quietly delivered a 72-page file to Clarence House last week. Inside was a California DNA test confirming Harry's paternity and an affidavit from Meghan Markle detailing her pregnancy. The tension was unbelievable. The evidence Harry's team submitted was intense, including ultrasound scans from a Beverly Hills OB/GYN. They also included Archie's birth certificate and a notarized statement from a Portland hospital staff member. Their goal was to officially restore Archie and Lilibet as recognized royals, paving the way for their return after years of exile. Harry made it clear he wants back in the UK, especially since he separated from Meghan, but William's response was ice cold and surgical. Insiders say he instantly reactivated the long-dormant Sovereign Succession Security Council. This is a secret royal board of lawyers, intelligence officers, and record keepers who investigate any bloodline disputes. Within hours, William's office slammed a royal freeze on Archie's re-entry, citing major inconsistencies. The palace later leaked a 6-point internal memo, now known as the Bloodline Files. And what is inside is jaw-dropping. Investigators pointed to shocking photo inconsistencies during Meghan's pregnancy, showing drastically different belly sizes on the exact same date. Royal forensic analysts verified the timestamps, ruling out camera angles or clothing tricks. Now, whispers of a potential moon bump are echoing through the palace. That is where things get even messier. Unlike the official royal births of William and Catherine's children, Meghan's delivery has zero confirmation from royal obstetricians. No signatures exist from Sir Marcus Sell or Dr. Gorban. Even stranger, no hospital discharge papers were ever logged. Then came the twist. Archie's birth certificate was quietly amended a month later, swapping Rachel Meghan Markle for Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Sussex. Meghan's team insists the palace ordered that change. But William called the move unprecedented and highly suspicious. He pointed out that Catherine's name was never altered on her children's documents. Plus, experts say that first photo of baby Archie at Windsor Castle looked too perfect. Lighting analysts confirmed it used studio-grade equipment, and palace insiders described the shoot as more vogue than reality. The event itself was completely blocked from press photographers back in May 2019, raising even more eyebrows. But the biggest bombshell came from financial investigators. They traced a $500,000 payment from a company called OL LLC to a fertility clinic near the Mexican border. This transaction happened just 5 days before Meghan's official birth announcement. Even more shocking, MI6-linked cryptologists uncovered encrypted notes hinting at a non-disclosure agreement between the clinic and a mysterious third party. While the palace has stayed silent, those encrypted notes were flagged as evidence of a hidden surrogacy deal. That is when the palace panic really began. William, usually calm but unshakably strict, reportedly told aides this was not a rejection of his brother. Rather, it is a firewall to protect the monarchy's integrity. Still, behind closed doors, tension is boiling. A senior source close to the Privy Council says William has officially frozen Harry's children from the royal registry until a Crown-certified DNA audit is completed. But Harry is firing back. He accuses his brother of weaponizing royal bureaucracy just to stall what he swears is a rightful claim. Meghan has been silent so far, but her lawyers are hinting they will invoke international human rights law if the palace keeps blocking her children. The brewing legal storm could easily blow the lid off everything. Now, insiders fear this feud could spark a massive public review of the Sussexes' 2020 royal exit. We are talking money trails, private contracts, and internal memos that never saw daylight. With William rejecting Harry's DNA proof, all eyes are turning west to California. An Oregon lawyer, and a mysteriously deleted email that could tear this royal claim completely apart. This DNA drama leads straight to Horizontal Gene Diagnostics, a boutique genetics lab in Santa Barbara, right near Harry and Meghan's Montecito estate. Harry's legal team insists that in mid-January 2026, a DNA test proved with 99.999% certainty that Harry is Archie's biological father. But William's side isn't buying it, not for a single second. Insiders point out Meghan's former chief of staff delivered those samples, completely bypassing any secure official chain of custody. Even worse, Horizon Gene has no Royal College accreditation, failing basic international ISO standards for forensic testing. That immediately triggered the Succession Council, which slammed the entire process as engineered for a result, not the truth. Douglas Hall, an Oregon lawyer known for complex international cases, handled the oversight. He didn't just arrange the test, he also petitioned the UK Privy Council to restore full royal security details for Archie and Lilibet. But now, Hall himself is in serious trouble. A leaked email from January 22nd, 2026, published by The Times, carried a truly chilling subject line: "We need optics, not science." The message supposedly told staff to find a backup lab to validate samples if Horizon Gene missed the 26th deadline. This revelation wrecked Harry's case. The email literally said they need optics, not science, because the palace only checks paperwork. That damning line from lawyer Douglas Hall's leaked message has completely shattered their defense. He hasn't denied writing it, only claiming it was taken out of context. But the damage is done, and the palace is not listening. Now, William's team has dropped a timeline that makes everything look even shadier. Courier records show Harry's actual DNA sample was flown from Los Angeles to London on January 24th. Yet, a second sample was also sent to Zurich, but that lab was never paid, so the test was never run. Investigators believe the Sussex team had a backup ready, expecting heavy pushback from British authorities. Even worse, Zurich records labeled their sample for practice use only, with zero chain of custody. A senior Home Office source said it doesn't read like a paternity confirmation. Instead, it reads like the finale of a Netflix thriller, complete with a Hollywood-adjacent lab, foreign lawyers, and a perfectly timed media push by friendly outlets. And the palace stayed dead silent. But that silence is cracking now, and the fallout is heading straight for the crown. If Horizon Gene cast the first shadow, MI6 just slammed the curtain. As the palace digs into Harry's disputed DNA proof, the Bloodline Files have taken a much darker turn. Sources close to the Security Council confirm a top-secret MI6 file named Sigma has just been reactivated, targeting Sussex asset irregularities from 2019 to 2023. And at the heart of this bombshell is a secret payment, a shadow clinic, and a question threatening the crown's legitimacy. On May 1st, 2019, 5 days before Archie's birth, Archwell LLC sent a wire transfer of $499,900 to Mexico. This facility, whose name remains blacked out, is famous for ultra-private surrogacy services for elite international clients demanding airtight non-disclosure agreements. According to the unsealed MI6 audit, this money trail wasn't exposed by journalists, but by intelligence crypto analysts working deep inside the palace's secret custodian unit. Their findings show the funds were funneled from an Archwell-linked secondary account through shell companies in Delaware and the Cayman Islands before landing in a Mexican account for Forza Biomed SA. This discovery has royal investigators on high alert. We are way past paperwork now. This is a covert scandal. So what actually triggered the palace alarms? An insider revealed it was definitely not a prenatal checkup. It was a full gestational contract signed just 5 days before they announced Archie's birth. This bombshell immediately revived the infamous moon bump rumors from 2019 when critics claimed Meghan Markle wore a prosthetic belly. Back then, the media dismissed it, but behind palace walls, the forensic analysis never stopped. Now, MI6 analysts are reviewing archive photos, and their findings are absolutely stunning. 3 photographs of Meghan from March 5th, 2019 show her at 2 London events, one at King's College and another charity roundtable. In the first photo, her baby bump looks full, low, and firm. But hours later, her stomach looks smaller, higher, and strangely creased under her coat. Wrinkles experts claim look like folding synthetic fabric. A private 3D depth mapping reconstruction ordered by the palace concluded that no real pregnancy could shift in mass and shape within 6 hours. Then, an anonymous former royal staffer dropped an even bigger bombshell. The maternity suite at Frogmore Cottage was completely spotless. No medical setup, no postnatal gear, not even a breast pump. It all felt staged, and the palace cannot ignore it. That quiet whisper from a palace insider says everything. This news sparked urgent late-night meetings between Prince William, Princess Anne, and the King's constitutional advisors. By royal law, any child claiming a place in the register must have a completely unbroken, verified bloodline confirmed by royal doctors and backed by official palace papers. Right now, none of that applies to Archie or Lilibet, at least not with palace approval. The stakes are way bigger than family drama. Royal historian Dr. Miles Grayson explained that this is not about parenting. It is about protecting the monarchy's legal and symbolic foundation. One break in the bloodline could erase centuries of legitimacy. And late last night, Harry's legal team fired back with a sharp statement. They claim Prince William is weaponizing doubt to delay justice for his niece and nephew. This is not a monarchy of paternity test, they wrote. This is a family. Archie and Lilibet are ours, and they are Windsors. But William's allies call it emotional spin. One source close to Queen Camilla allegedly said Harry wants royal privileges without royal proof. We do not run on feelings, we run on facts. Then, at 8:47 p.m. on February 11th, 2026, a velvet-bound dossier marked lineage, one urgent, was hand-delivered from Buckingham Palace to the Royal Register. The royal history books are about to be rewritten. Inside that velvet file sat a formal directive signed by Prince William himself, acting under the Crown Succession Security Council, and it is nothing short of historic. The order demands an immediate emergency lockdown of the royal household register, instantly halting any updates, additions, or validations tied to Archie and Lilibet's royal status. This document calls for a full-spectrum bloodline review before anything can move forward. In plain terms, the children are now trapped in royal limbo, their status suspended indefinitely. No more royal family drama. It is a massive constitutional battle, one that could expose hidden royal procedures and dig up painful secrets buried generations ago. For over a century since Queen Victoria's reign, the Royal Household Register has been a sealed ledger, a sacred record of true bloodline legitimacy. Never in modern history has an entry been frozen after being submitted. Until now. Insiders reveal Prince William officially invoked Clause 6 of the Sovereign Child Declaration Act, a dusty but still binding rule from 1837. The clause gives the heir to the throne power to suspend lineage claims whenever there is ambiguity, disruption, or a forensic dispute. This move has shaken the monarchy to its core, and the crown's silence is only making the world's curiosity louder. It is the nuclear button of lineage control, explained former royal archivist Edward Lonsdale, and it has not been pressed in over 100 years. By invoking this rule, Prince William effectively froze every royal privilege tied to Archie and Lilibet. Titles, inheritance, and ceremonial rights are all locked in suspension, no matter what Harry's DNA papers claim. This was not just symbolic. It was operational. Palace insiders confirmed that Archie and Lilibet's digital profiles were manually deleted from the active registry, with the IT division flagging future updates for internal review. This digital eraser signals William's total control over royal legitimacy. But now, another major figure has quietly stepped back into the picture. King Charles III. According to Hyle Palace insiders, a private memo written by Charles in December 2025, just before his major health evaluation, was unsealed at William's request. The contents remain classified, but sources confirm the memo's verified subject line reads children and the threshold of trust. What is known is that Charles drafted it after a secret briefing from Princess Anne, who detailed inconsistencies in Archie's birth timeline. The document reportedly outlines recommended actions if more forensic irregularities surface, meaning this royal storm might just be entering its most dangerous, unpredictable phase yet. Palace insiders hint that King Charles's secret memo may have contained a shocking revelation: a preliminary consent to deny hereditary recognition to any child not born under verified observable conditions. One aide familiar with the document said Charles was deeply torn. He felt a grandfather's love, but his duty as king came first. Ultimately, he chose to defer to William's judgment. Then came Meghan's counterstrike on February 12th at 8 in the morning. Her legal team filed a preemptive motion in the United Kingdom High Court accusing Prince William and the Privy Council of staging a custody coup disguised as a lineage inquiry. The court filing argues that Archie and Lilibet, as dual United Kingdom and United States citizens, are protected under international family law. They argue the Royal Register is not a civil authority and has no legal right to define their legitimacy. Meghan's lawyers claim the palace's actions strip the children's identity by royal decree. The legal files even contain photos from Archie's birthday in Montecito, along with a sworn letter from Tyler Perry, stating that Meghan carried, delivered, and raised both children like any normal mother would. Despite a massive wave of public backlash, the palace has stayed completely quiet. But that quietness is starting to sound deliberate, less like weakness and more like strategy. The rift is deep. Princess Anne fully backs William's hardline stance, demanding an independent royal medical tribunal, while Prince Edward quietly warns that the monarchy cannot afford to be blindsided again. Camilla reportedly said the crown must stand taller than its scandals. Harry is furious. Insiders claim a recent call between the brothers was brief and icy. Trust is shattered. This fight is no longer about DNA, but the crown's moral foundation. William's latest move is the launch of the Royal Commission for Lineal Ethics and Continuity, which became active on February 12, 2026. He also ordered the College of Arms to freeze all ceremonial titles for the children. Until their lineage is verified, no one inside the palace can call them prince or princess. This freeze is total. The official statement was blunt. The titles of prince and princess are withheld to protect institutional integrity. Insiders say this weighed heavily on William, but advisors saw it as necessary under intense global scrutiny, especially with rising doubts over their biological lineage and claims to the throne. But the real flashpoint goes beyond titles. It is about Princess Diana's estate. Her 1996 will states that her fortune, worth over £22 million, goes to her sons and their legitimate descendants. Now that Archie and Lilibet's legitimacy is in question, their access to the Diana Trust is being reviewed. Sources confirm William has quietly consulted trustees about putting the Sussex children's inheritance in escrow until the Royal Commission reaches a final verdict, potentially freezing their trust fund entirely. Behind closed doors, Harry is said to be devastated, telling a friend that this is a direct betrayal of their late mother. He says Diana would never let bloodline obsession outweigh love for her grandkids. Yet, palace advisors argue that protecting Diana's legacy is exactly why this investigation must remain uncompromised. Lord Pembroke, an advisor to the Sovereign Council, insists this is not about sentiment. It is a legal duty. Until legitimacy is proven, trustees must proceed with caution. Created under a royal charter in 1975, this Ethics and Continuity Commission has long operated in complete secrecy. But now, for the very first time, the panel is fully active and working in the public eye. The 7-member panel features 2 senior lords, a retired Privy Council judge, the royal archivist, an Oxford constitutional historian, the Archbishop of Canterbury's legal envoy, and a former intelligence officer. Their mission is to decide if Archie and Lilibet meet the strict legal and moral standards required to keep their royal status. This goes way beyond DNA, according to royal historian Fiona Travers. It is about trust and heritage and how the monarchy survives in an era where anything can be faked. Insiders report the commission has already demanded every version of Archie and Lilibet's birth certificates, Meghan's travel logs from before the births, security data from Frogmore Cottage, and redacted actual financial records. If the commission finds the births fail to meet succession standards, the fallout will do more than just rattle the palace. It could rewrite history. If the commission rules against them, Archie and Lilibet will be completely removed. All title claims erased completely. They would be banned from state events and ceremonies, with their inheritance from Princess Diana's trust permanently frozen. Even Prince Harry could lose his royal status, as some suspect he hid the truth to protect those privileges. Historian Fiona Travers points out that the monarchy has survived scandals, exile, and even abdication. But a fake bloodline could trigger a massive reckoning, and the public is totally divided. A February 12th poll shows 62% of Britons supports the review. 47% want titles suspended, while 41% back Harry, calling William's stance pure bureaucratic cruelty. Online battles rage under hashtags like Archie Truth Files, Diana would have loved them, and Crown Chaos, fueling global tension as Judgment Day approaches. Inside Buckingham Palace, the Royal Commission has officially entered its final closed-door deliberations. By February 13th, 2026, just 3 senior officials can read the completed report, a file that answers one haunting question. Do Archie and Lilibet truly belong to the House of Windsor? The final choice now rests with Prince William, Princess Anne, and the Lord Chancellor. Even with the ruling still sealed, political shockwaves are already spreading. Fast. After weeks of total silence, Meghan Markle is reportedly prepping a video interview to drop hours after the verdict. Insiders say she filmed it at her Montecito estate 2 nights ago. It is deeply raw, defending her motherhood, recounting her pregnancies, and slamming what she calls an institutional witch hunt. In the footage, she allegedly declares, "I carried my children. I gave birth to them. Now they're being erased." This isn't about lineage, it is about power, fear, and control. Produced by an independent American outlet instead of Netflix, her interview will premiere on YouTube and Instagram, bypassing traditional royal channels entirely. Inside the palace, officials are bracing for the fallout. Meanwhile, Prince William is prepping his own counterstatement on the matter of lineage and constitutional continuity. Sources confirm it is already drafted and will drop within 24 hours of the commission's official ruling. This moment could redefine the monarchy's future once and for all. The final speech approved by King Charles before his retreat will confirm the commission's ruling, deciding the registry status of Archie and Lilibet and the Crown's stance on heirs born outside verified royal conditions. Insiders say William's tone is remarkably resolute, yet deeply personal. He reportedly declares this decision was not made with malice, but duty, I would rather bear the backlash than risk the decay of royal truth. But just as the palace steadies itself, a leaked Heathrow flight log shows a jet landing February 14th, 2026. On board are Henry Mountbatten Windsor and two minors. No Meghan, no press. Insiders whisper Harry is returning to the UK with his children alone. Some view this as a desperate plea to belong. Others see a masterstroke of royal strategy. Now the world waits. Will the commission reinstate the children or erase them from royal history forever? Two brothers, two heirs. One question, does birth make you royal or does the crown decide? Thanks for watching Royal Insider UK. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more royal updates.